Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Before we get into the video, consider dropping a like if you find this useful or helpful, and subscribing if you're new. Starting off with the car sitting here behind me, this is the Benefactor BR8, which is discounted this week. It is one of 4 open wheel cars that exist in GTA Online, and it is generally regarded as the best one. It has a mildly better top speed, mildly better handling, and acceleration than the rest. So it is the one to buy if you are looking for an open wheel car this week, of which all 4 are discounted. So I would highly recommend the BR8. We're going to talk about this a little bit more later, but yeah, it's a good car. I think it's based off of the Mercedes F1 car, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be mistaken. I honestly don't know a whole lot about F1 or IndyCar or anything like that. So let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, first of all, we're going to talk about the money bonuses going on this week in Grand Theft Auto Online, and starting off with the weekly challenge, which is to win 2 open wheel races, and if you do that, you will receive $100,000, which is pretty good. Now, just to make things a little bit better, sweeten the deal, I guess, Rockstar have also put open wheel races on 4 times money and RP for the remainder of this week. Now, open wheel races actually pay decently to begin with, and on double money they're great, but on 4 times money and RP, this is probably going to be one of the better ways to earn money in GTA Online and also have fun while doing it and not just mindlessly grinding some job over and over again. So I would highly encourage you to try an open wheel race this week. You can of course host these, and you can put customs off if you don't own an open wheel car, or of course some of the open wheel cars, like I said, are discounted, so you can buy one. Now additionally, we also have double money and double RP on the tow truck service through the salvage yard property, and we have double money and double RP on payphone hits through the agency, which is probably going to be the best way to make money this week if you want to grind something repeatedly. So payphone hits are going to be pretty good. And tow truck service, I would actually recommend doing it as well, because you're going to get about $80,000, $60,000 to $80,000 per car that you deliver, and those are going to be available every 48 minutes. Plus, when you do them, it will also max out your safe income within the salvage yard for a couple of days, which is $24,000 a day. So definitely worth doing this week. I would highly recommend it. Starting off with the discounts this week, we have salvage yards discounted. They are decent businesses. Now, if you're gonna go for one of them this week, I would suggest getting the Strawberry location. It's the most central in the city. The furthest pickups you're gonna have are gonna be, up here in Sandy Shores. There's one that spawns right up here by the house here, and by this house. There's one that spawns up at Stab City. This is arguably the most north one. This one is a little more north, but the route to get there is a lot better from the Strawberry location. So if you're gonna get one, get the Strawberry location. Now, as far as everything else in the salvage yard and what to buy and what to avoid in here, the trade rates will get you a discount on your Moore's Mutual insurance payments and repairs at Los Santos Customs. So depending on how long you plan to play GTA for, this is maybe worth it, and depending on how often your vehicles get destroyed, this may be more so worth it. It's going to be $270,000 this week, which I actually think is a really good price, so I would actually recommend getting the trade rates this week, just because it's only 270 grand. You really cannot go wrong with it. It will save you that money forever, so that is good. So I would get trade rates. Now, as far as the tow truck goes, I would honestly just go for the beater tow truck. I used to think that there was a speed difference between the regular tow truck and the beater. I don't really think that there is. I think the beater is fine. Plus, if you have an iron mule, you can also lift the tow truck with it. So for those further away drops, you can at least skip 1/2 of the drive doing this. So I would just get the beater tow truck, save yourself some money. We also do have the wall safe, which will increase your amount that can be stored within the salvage yard from $100,000 to $250,000. Not super worth it if you check it all the time, but if you don't plan on checking it all the time, I would say the wall safe is a worthy upgrade. And the staff member will also allow you to get your money twice as fast with the salvage yard vehicles. So I would recommend the staff member. So basically get everything in here. Now, if you were trying to save a little bit of money here and there, I'd say you could skip the wall safe and just make sure to go and check the safe often, or skip the trade rates. Other than that, the staff and the tow truck I would say are absolutely essential, so make sure to buy them if you do plan to buy the salvage yard. Now, one thing that I will just say, a big reason people were buying the salvage yards is because Rockstar promised that some of the heist vehicles you would be able to keep as personal vehicles. Now, I just want to say, since the salvage yard has been in the game, which has been well over a year now, I think that there have only been like 12 claimable vehicles, and that changes weekly. There's 52 weeks in a year, so I think you can see what I'm getting at here. They don't do it very often, and a lot of the vehicles they've offered are trash as fuck. So if you're planning on buying it for anything other than just making money with the tow truck business and with the safe, I would honestly say you might want to reconsider, because $2.5 mil to, attempt to get a free car maybe once every 2 months, I don't know if it's fully worth it, especially if the cars are going to be trash anyways. So I would say make sure to just buy it for the business itself while it's on discount. It's 40% off, not bad. I would say to do it and just make sure you do the tow truck missions and collect that safe money all the time. And if you want to do the vehicle heists, I mean, you still get paid for them, you just don't get to keep the cars. So if that sounds interesting to you, I would say to buy a salvage yard and just buy the Strawberry location. That's my one recommendation with that as well. All right, and on Legendary Motorsport, under the special category here, we have the open wheel cars, all discounted. Now, I would absolutely say to avoid the Ocelot R88. It is by far the worst of the open wheel cars. Do not buy it. The Progen PR4, the DR1, and the BR8 are definitely the 3 best out of the 4. I would say the Progen PR4 is worse than the DR1 and the BR8, and yet it's more expensive than both. The only thing that the PR4 kind of has an advantage of is due to the size. The size of the PR4, it is a little bit smaller than the DR1 and the BR8. It's not going to make a difference enough to matter, I don't think. Saving 300 grand by buying the DR1 over the PR4 makes a lot more sense, or saving some more money and buying the best open wheel car over the PR4 makes a lot more sense. Buy the Benefactor BR8. If you already have a BR8 and you want another open wheel car, I mean, honestly, it would be a waste of money to buy another one because they all perform worse than the BR8, but buy the DR1. If you have money burning a hole in your pocket and you need to spend it on an open wheel car, get the DR1. But first priority, by far, get the Benefactor BR8. But also keep in mind, you're not really going to use this in free mode nearly as much as you might think that you would. And they're not very good for time trials either, I will just say that as well. So if you're going to buy one, buy the BR8, but make sure to use it in open wheel races. That's my recommendation, at least. And moving over to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, under the 2-door category, we will find the Karin Calico GTF discounted this week for $897,750. This is the trade price. The non-trade price will be about 30% more than this, at like $1.9 million. I think it's $1,995,000 if I'm not mistaken, actually. So quite a bit more expensive. Obviously, minus 40% off though, so keep that in mind. This is regarded as one of the best tuners subcategory vehicles for racing in Grand Theft Auto Online. I personally do find that this thing has a bit of an understeer issue that I don't find to be very pleasant, but it's not saying it's a bad car. Definitely a lot of people love this thing. A lot of people swear by it. I personally don't. I think the Vector's better. I also think the Karin Sultan RS Classic is better, but that's not saying this is a bad car by any means. It is definitely in the top 3 of the tuners category for racing, for sure. Customization wise, it's got a lot of stuff that can be done to it because it was added with the tuners DLC, of course. It's all-wheel drive. It's a pretty good sounding car. It's a pretty good looking car. For 900 grand, I'd say it's like a decent car if you want to do those tuners subcategory races. But if you don't really want to do them and you just care about like performance or having a nice car to drive, I'd say the car is a little bit on the expensive side for you. Customization, like I said, is great. It's also decent to drive, but I think it leaves a little bit to be desired personally. But take that information with a grain of salt because you might absolutely love this thing. That's my opinion on it. Over on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have the Karin Vivinite discounted this week. This is a fully electric minivan based off of the Toyota Sienna, I do believe it is. And it does actually have an HSW upgrade available for it, which is quite odd. I have heard it makes the car quite fast. I'm personally not really a fan of the Vivinite, although it isn't a terrible car to drive, shockingly. Customization wise, there's not a whole lot that can be done to it. Overall, I'd say for most people, you're probably going to want to avoid this thing. I just don't think it's worth $963,000. Even with HSW, it's not that fast. You'd spend your money a lot better on a Banshee GTS or an Ubermacht Niobe. So that's what I'd recommend if you want an HSW car. It is kind of hilarious that this thing does have HSW though, so if you want it for the meme, I guess it's not a bad time to buy it. Moving back to the two-door section, we also have the Vapid Retinue Mark II discounted this week, 40% off, $729,000 if you have the trade price, $972 if you don't have the trade price. This thing's okay. It's nothing overly special. I do like it. However, the car is not super duper fun to drive. It does have a bit of a center of gravity issue where it likes to kind of tip over. It's very skinny and it's very tall for what it is and for how big the car is and everything like that. Customization wise, there's some stuff you can do to it for sure. It's going to leave a little bit to be desired, I think, especially in comparison to something like the Calico GTF that we just talked about. It's a cool car. If you've had your eye on it for a while, now is definitely a good time to buy it. I'd say for the majority of you, though, unfortunately, I don't think I can recommend this car. I think it's going to disappoint a lot of you if you did buy it for these prices. So for that reason, I would not recommend buying this thing. Now, under the off-road category on Southern San Andreas, we also have the Vapid Caracara 4x4 for $525,000. Now, for this price, kind of feel like this thing's a steal. It's one of the better off-road category vehicles. It's based off the Ford F-150, specifically the Raptor. The only real gripe I have with it is that the cabin is too skinny. It should just be wider. However, not a bad truck by any means. This thing's very capable in free mode off-roading or in off-road class racing as well. It's a very good vehicle. Customization wise, it could have a little bit more, to be honest. I kind of wish that it had more customization, but that's not to say that it's necessarily bad. I just think that it could have been done slightly better. Would I buy it for $525,000? Absolutely. You should have a Caracara 4x4 in this game. It is an awesome vehicle. It does also have the missile lock-on jammer available for it now. Since the last DLC came out, so that is pretty cool. For those reasons, I would buy the Caracara 4x4. I think it's pretty good bang for your buck. All right, guys, and within the casino, starting us off with the podium vehicle for the week, it is the Emperor ETR1. This thing's fantastic. It's awesome to race with. I would highly recommend coming to the casino every day and trying to win this vehicle. And within the LS car meet, we have the Obey iWagon available, unfortunately, to be won. In order to win that, you're gonna have to place top 5 for 2 days in a row. Now, luckily, it is a pretty easy challenge. However, this thing is a massive piece of shit. It's fully electric. It has basically no customization. It sucks. The challenge is easy. You might as well have one, but like you're still going to be disappointed with it, so do with that what you will. And within the car meet here, we have some removed vehicles. We got the Dubachi Exemplar on the left for $205,000. We have the BF Bifta in the middle for, I believe, $40,000? Oh, $75,000. That's not a bad price still. And the Benefactor Serrano for $110,000. Honestly, clean sweep, man. I would buy them all if you are interested in them. Obviously, if you're not interested in them, don't buy them. But as far as 3 removed vehicles go, they're all pretty cheap. You can get all of them for like $400,000, which is not a bad price by any means. So I would highly recommend it. I'd get all 3 of them if you're interested. And within Simeon's, we got a few more removed vehicles in here. Some of them are good that it's that they're removed from the game. But anyways, we got the Invitero Coquette over here for $138,000. I do believe it goes for. Yes, 138 grand. Pretty highly customizable car for being a OG 2013 car. I would absolutely buy one of those. Canis Kalahari is pretty horrific looking, but 40 grand, so if you want it, you got it, man. And of course we have the Albany Roosevelt as well. This thing is going for 750 grand. Bit steep. I don't really recommend that, to be honest. And we got the Benefactor Streiter, $500,000 even. You know, if it had customization, I would recommend it. It's actually a decent vehicle. It's pretty fun to drive, all-wheel drive, climbs, off-roads relatively well and everything like that. However, customization-wise, there's pretty much nothing that could be done to it. There's like a bumper option, I do believe it is, and maybe a hood option as well. But other than that, there's like nothing that can be done to this car. So for 500 grand, I kind of feel like you're getting a little bit ripped off. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody to buy it for sure. If you're interested in it, buy it. Same with the Roosevelt for sure. But yeah, I don't really recommend either of them. And the BF Craptor, dude, let's go. $650,000 for this absolute pile of shit is crazy. Please just don't. Just don't. Within luxury autos, we got the DR1 and the Ocelot R88. I don't for the life of me understand this. These are available on the websites, both discounted. Why are they taking up space in luxury autos? It's crazy to me, but yeah, that's what's here. Alright, and within the salvage yard, these are the vehicles that are available to be stolen this week. Unfortunately, no claimable vehicles, as I said earlier. We got the Dingus Sugoi, that's going to be available by completing the Duggan robbery. We also have the Fathom FR36 for completing the McToney robbery, and the Tundra Panther for completing the cargo ship robbery. Within the garment factory, the brute force file is the priority file for the week, so if you want to do that, it's paying double. That's cool. The gun van location for today, the day the video is coming out, is right here, just behind the road that goes down past the LS car meet, so that's where it is right now. Within the gun van, what do we have? Let's find out. Weapons. We got the L Strickler, we got the combat shotgun, we got the military rifle, the heavy rifle, the double barrel shotgun, the machine pistol, and the knife. Now, I do believe we have 50% off of the military rifle within the gun van this week. Still don't think it's worth it. It's really overpriced, but if you want it, it's 50% off. Throwables, we got proxies, Molotovs, and tear gas, which is pretty good, and of course body armor. And then of course, last but not least, we have your time trials. Your RC Bandito time trial today is Cypress Flats, your Junk Energy time trial is Mirror Park, your regular time trial is Mount Gordo, and your HSW time trial is Ron Alternates to Elysian Island. So this is going to start right here, and it's going to end at the very bottom of the Elysian Island dock right here. Anyway guys, there you have it. That has been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. As I said at the start of the video, leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't of course, and consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.